Hi, everybody. It's Kathy Homeyer. How are you today? Today we are, by request, from last week's show of Balancing the Earth Chakras, we are going to up the vibe of a neighborhood. So if everybody can, if I spelled that right, I'm just going to show that there. We're going to up the vibe of a neighborhood today. So hello, everyone. If you can, get a couple of glasses of water. I'll try and put this up again. Get 2 glasses of water. Okay? And if you miss this, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you a page. Hello, Karen. How are you? Thanks for saying hello, so I know we're live. Get a couple glasses of water. We are going to up the vibe of a neighborhood. And I don't have one in mind, so if anyone wants to put one on the screen that we can up the vibe of. And I'm so sorry, I forget who was on last week that they were asking about a neighborhood that they knew was always a low vibe. Hi, Andrea, how are you? Get a couple of glasses of water, because what I'm going to do is do a couple of activations of aquaware. Let me put this over on this one. Okay, we're going to do a couple of activations of aquaware and actually do a process with a nature coning to up the vibe of a neighborhood. You can replay this. I also have a web page that I created on my website that you can download these programs, that you can, hi Cindy, how are you? Nice to see you. That you can download these programs and up the vibe of a neighborhood, okay? So I spent the last hour or more creating these programs and going over the process that I haven't done in a while, but it is awesome. So Karen, are you saying Brook Park, Ohio is a low vibe? Is that what we could work on today together? Because we could work on Brook Park, Ohio, if that's what you're saying, if that's what I'm getting in the comments there. Okay, Karen, great. So Brook Park, Ohio, is that what you're talking about? We will do that. Okay, we've got it. Yay, Soul Food. Hi, Kelly. So we're going to do a process. I'll just wait a couple more minutes and talk about it while people come in, and then explain it in just a couple minutes more. Hey, Gabriel. Okay, we'll see you on the replay. So let's grab a couple glasses of water if you can. I actually have it in kind of a dessert dish because we're going to use spoons. And if you can get a spoon, sorry, if you can get some spoons, do that. Otherwise, we can just put it in our hands as well. So that's no big deal. But we're going to do a balancing and stabilizing process. And if you want to do this, I'm going to do the process particularly on this for, what did we say? Brook Park, Ohio. But obviously, you exchange the name of any, let me write this down, Brook Park, Ohio. But you can, of course, exchange the name for any area that you want to change it to at any time. You can do, different areas. The idea is, though, pick a town, or, I mean, I would really pick an area. We'll do Brook Park, Ohio, and that's funny. I have lots of friends in Ohio. I'll have to look up to see where that is. Actually, some former employees of mine here at the Lake Clear Lodge. So we're going to do Brook Park, Ohio, but you can do this, with us to up the vibe, to help 8 or more people. Really creates an awesome effect. So if people can join in for the Brook Park, Ohio on this one, and then use this for whatever other town or area they want. Use a small area if you can, or designate a circle on the map of, maybe 10 miles or a mile, just so that the intention is very strong for the particular area. I mean, you can do towns and cities as well if you want, but I'm just wanted to really focus on this. So get your couple glasses of water and a couple of spoons. I don't have that on, but get a couple of spoons. Otherwise, we'll just put them in our hand, and that's what I'll do if people don't have spoons, okay? So what we're going to do is up the vibe, go through a nature process. We're going to include nature This is with nature's assistance and a process created by nature that we are going to up the vibe of a town or city or place. It could be your garden. It could be, you know, the spot that your apartment building is on. But this is for the area itself, not for the people in it, but for the area itself. That's what I created the programs for. It's actually the area itself. And if you remember last time, if you were here last time, we actually, and I'm just going to start lightweight here too, we balance the chakras of Earth. So that's another one to actually replay a lot, and we probably won't have time to redo it here, but possibly. And I'm going to do the, if I can remember through this process here, we're also going to do the chakras of the area. And in the meantime, folks get a glass of water, a couple glasses of water. I actually have, I'm going to lift this up so that it'll be on the replay, nourishing9d.com/earth balance. Okay, that should be the website that these programs are going to be on, that you can download and then go through the process. It's a fairly simple process. I actually, this is a process that, much like the microbiome balancing with nature that I do, and I asked which process would be best to do today, and it's actually just the simple balancing and stabilizing process, which makes sense because it's easy for everybody to do. There's other processes and a whole balance of an area that you can do. It's a long story, but it's a beautiful process actually. But this is the kind of the first one and the easiest one. So this can be done on any area, and we're going to up the vibe. We are going to up the vibe of the neighborhood. We have to find something that rhymes there to be fun. Up the vibe of the tribe there, or the tribal ground there. We need something good and fun there. We're going to up the vibe of the neighborhood. Maybe that's just good enough. Neighborhood. So I'll put that up there so if people chime in, they'll know what we're doing. Okay. So what I have up on the screen there is an Aquaware program. I use that a lot to make water charging programs. Essences, I love Lightwave because we can send the essence etherically. The water charging programs will charge the water as well as step it down a bit. In my mind, it steps it down a bit into manifestation, into physical form. So it brings the frequencies into the water. So I'll guide you through this process, and maybe depending on how I'm babbling here, you might want to watch it again. But I'll lead you through the process and the time we have to balance and stabilize an area of Earth that you would like to up the vibe. And right now I'm doing Brook Park, Ohio, so we're going to start that process. So everybody get a couple glasses of water because we're going to charge them individually. And again, this will be on the replay as well. And like I said, last time we upped the vibe and we balanced the chakras of Earth. So that one's to replay. Good to replay a lot as well. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start the process. So I'm going to pull up Aquaware, and you just want to put, if you're on your computer, phone, wherever you're sitting, I just put the water to the right because my left is the incoming. You can put your left hand up, and you can help with the Lightwave process. I love kind of the pumping motion because in the left hand is receiving, right hand is outgoing, and I like to look at it that way. So we'll go ahead and run the Lightwave or the Aquaware program into the water. I always put the water on the right. It doesn't have to be there. And this is going to be for soil balancing. So you just want to keep them separate, and you know it's never any harm. It's all good. The process. If you're not used to doing processes like this, it's all good. So I've got one of I actually have like a dessert dish. So I can put my spoon in it. If you have spoons right there, that's great. If not, do it later. I'm going to use my hand for those of you who don't have spoons next to you. And let's go ahead and bring up the Aquaware. Let's see, I'm going to highlight that a little bit more so you can see it. Okay. And then when I press play. You just want to look at your water, have the intention. This is going to be a soil balancing Aquaware program, and we want that to go on the page too. I'll put the intents in there, but we're going to run through the process because 30 minutes sounds like a long time, but it's never is that. Okay, so here's my program. We're going to run the QLS. Yeah. And as you can see, I have a lot of programs. So we're going to run this. ETS is kind of the emergency thing. So we're going to run this to your soil. It's going to be intended for soil balancing and stabilizing. So I have my water to the right, and we're going to head and run the program. Okay. So that clears the water of any other frequencies. This one prepares it when you are drinking it. In this case, we're not going to drink it. We are going to send it to Earth and by the assistance of nature, which will open the coning in a second. Now, this is going to run. It has different intents for soil balancing. And if you can see on the bottom, you probably can't there with my red there, but you will be, okay, let me hide this. On the bottom, you should be able to see the intents that I put in this. That one is a custom one for the earth essences from Paralanda, which is the process from. They're the rose essences and nature essences from Paralandra, because this is the process that Michelle Wright has created with nature, and I use it a lot. So there's some more nature balancing essences, garden essences, and essences from nature. Okay, and this has 9 different parts, so there's some more essences. There's like Rose 1 group of essences and Rose 2, but we're going to put them all in there because we want this to be pretty darn powerful. Okay, so that's complete. So now you have essence 1, okay, and now we're going to run another essence. So you can put that first one aside, maybe on the the left side of you or whatever, and get your other glass of water or whatever you have. This is going to be for the stabilizing. So let's run this one and make this essence. And again, I do have a website page, Nourishing 9D Earth Balancing, and I'll put that up again. But we're going to run this essence, and I called them. Started to title them Neighborhood, and this is called Neighborhood Vibe Up. Okay, so we're going to run this essence to our water. And again, this is a 9-part. Part of it is a custom. Part of it is, you'll see on the bottom what they are from Aquaware Intent. So this is the custom one to up the vibe of the neighborhood intended, or the area of Earth intended. We're going to do a process with this. So right now we're charging the water. This is unconditional love bliss. Okay, so it's putting those frequencies in. And I always wondered how many frequencies for whatever, and I was looking up kind of the science and all the new crazy stuff that's out there. This is release negative entities. And again, I've created this for soil and earth balancing, not necessarily for people, but it does prepare the water for people, so you can do that too. This is peace, calmness, and fearless. You can see that down on the bottom left. I think you can. And this is family communication. I did put 2 in for general human vibes because in an area where there's low vibes, there tends to be arguments, and family communication isn't so great. And this is kind of called ETS for humans as well. This is kind of I want to say an emergency when you're really high stress. Really isn't the word. This one is the essential oil of lavender, which makes low vibes scram or entities ascram real ASAP. So this is lavender oil, and you can also put lavender oil on your hand or use it anywhere. I use it all the time in spray bottles around my home and my lodge. And this is a custom intent, and I'll put all the intents because I don't have them right next to me on the web page, so you can see the whole process. This is another custom intent towards high vibe to neighborhoods and soil, but I'll put those in. Okay, so this is part of this overall program. Okay. So that is Aquaware. So now you have your two, we'll take that down. Now you have your two waters, okay? And I've got kind of one on your soil. Take the first one that we did, and we're going to go through the whole process here. We're going to open a coning. So just follow through with me. We're going to open a coning with a Deva of Healing. And we want the Deva of the town that you're working with. So I'm going to be working with Brook Park, Ohio. So I'm going to ask the Deva of Brook Park, Ohio, be present. Now you can ask others, but try and keep your coning simple, because this is like a conference call. This is like a high-level conference call, and you just want to keep it simple. You don't want everybody babbling. So just keep it simple with the Deva of Healing and the Deva of the area that you're intending to high vibe. And then you want to invite Pan, the overall Pan and nature essence that covers basically the earth. You could also invite, let's ask the nature essences of Brook Park, Ohio too. But if you just say Pan, that's awesome. And then we want to invite, I always say the appropriate members of the White Brotherhood Golden Legion, because I never know which archangels or higher level help that I need. And it's okay to say the appropriate members. So whatever team you like to work with, you can go ahead and invite those if you want. But this is towards nature, and just as long as you have the intent toward upping the vibe of that particular neighborhood or area. And then invite your higher self, because you're doing the process. You want your higher self to help and connect with all these other vibratory assistants, the assistance agencies on the phone call. Okay, so now we have our coning open, and let me just make sure, if you muscle test, it's okay to say, do I have my coning established? And we do. So this is like everybody's in the phone booth or everybody's in the conference call and nobody else can come in. So this is our process. So you'll take, if you do have a spoon, that's great, since not everybody might have a spoon. Take a little bit of your water. These, generally with Aquaware, you drink them. This process with nature is going to be kind of what we call a Pan-assisted program. So we're going to ask Pan to come forward. And we're going to take some of these water essences, and I'll just put it in my hand, since you might not have a spoon, but you can put it in a spoon if you want. And we're going to ask Pan to take this essence and release it towards Brook Park, Ohio, in this case. So these are balancing and stabilizing essences for the soil. Now this first one is for the soil. So we're going to balance the soil. And sometimes it takes a while for this particular exercise. I'm going to douse, and it only takes a second, so you can actually kind of take the water off your hand or your spoon and just put it in a towel or down the drain or whatever you've got. Because you can keep your water for other processes for a little while. So let's see, is this stabilizing and balancing process finished? Okay, and I'm getting a yes. So we just balanced and stabilized the soil for Brook Park, Ohio, with the assistance of our nature team. And now the second process is going to be for really kind of earth around it. We did the soil. This is called a soilless garden. So we're basically doing it for all the energies around, in this case, Brook Park, Ohio. Okay, so the first one was for the soil. We want all the energies balanced there. And we put in some extra intents for releasing negative energies as well. So this is going to be for the area, we'll call it the town center for, I don't know how big the town is, but in particular, we're going to say, let's choose an intent. We're going to say 30 miles around the center of Brook Park, Ohio. And you can add that to the beginning of your intent. Really kind of hone down the area. Have a map in front of you so you can see it and visualize it. That's always nice to do. Okay, so for your second water, again, you can take it in your hand or in a spoon. And we're going to ask Pan to come forward and take the essences of that water and release it into, in this case, 30 miles around the town center of Brook Park, Ohio. Really make it focused so that nature knows where to send this and how to send it. And then just let that process happen. And if you muscle test, you can say, has this process completed? It has not completed yet. And I happen to add a little light wave too. So within this, in this video, we've got a little light wave going. So we're going to let that process work. You can let nature do the work. This is what I love about this nature process, is that we are facilitating because we are here on Earth, and we need to ask to facilitate it, but they can do the work once it's asked. Once they're asked in the coding. Okay. So let's see if this is finished. And if you don't muscle test or aren't sure, just go ahead and intend that they finish the process for you. Maybe wait 2 to 5 minutes for the first process, maybe 2 to 5 minutes for the second process, because it usually doesn't take too long. The larger the area, the longer it's going to take. So just let it go ahead and work. And I'm going to wait a few more minutes. And light wave, Brook Park, Ohio. You can say whichever town, city, neighborhood, street, apartment building area. This really isn't for the building or the people per se, but the earth area that it's in. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm just going up on the comments while that process works. Hi, everybody. Hi, Christy and Kelly Jean and Mike. Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for coming on and participating in this process, because the more we get, just like meditation, the more we get together. And you might want to consider this as well if you really want to raise the vibe of a city or town and follow this process. Then you can contact me, because I am going to be having monthly broadcasts for this as well, and we could do it together. Hey, Kim, there you are. And as you know, same with meditation, the more people that are together, the higher the intention and the vibes can be as well. Yeah, and a lot of emotions are probably being released, Karen. And I'm getting the chills now, so I'm just going to let this process go. Yeah, more people are right, Mike. More people, more energy holding space. So this is really awesome to do to balance the chakras of Earth. You could, you guys can run these no matter what you are used to doing or not doing. If you're not used to doing processes, you can still do this just by running the video. Heidi, awesome. Okay, you know how to connect with me, so let's do it and choose some places. Okay, let's see if this is finished. No, not finished yet. Okay, so we're going to let this process run. And if you, let's see, I'll put up the website again. We're still intending to balance and stabilize Brook Park, Ohio. And let me just see if I can balance chakras while Pan is doing that process. Yes. Okay, yeah, the nice part of these too is, like I said, you're not necessarily doing the work. You are directing the work to be done by nature. So that's why this is so awesome. Great. Gardens. Oh my goodness. There's actually even a special process for gardens. This is called a soilless garden. But listen to this definition of garden. A garden is anything I guess this is obvious once you hear it. But obviously there is no garden in nature, not a human-directed garden. So anything can become a garden and do these processes with it. A business is a garden because it's directed and established by humans. A garden, meaning the garden in your, at your home, is a garden directed by humans. You don't find rows of plants out in the wild. So a garden can be anything, like I said, anything directed by humans, which is a lot. So this is a really neat process. So let's go. Nope, it's not finished yet. So I'm going to go ahead because I asked if I can balance chakras while They're still balancing. Our team is still balancing Brook Park, Ohio. I'm going to go ahead and do light wave with the chakra balancing. And remember last time we actually showed that the earth had chakras, so towns have chakras, bodies have chakras. So we're going to do a quick chakra balancing and then see where we're at. So we're going to balance and send scarlet red to the first chakra of Brook Park, Ohio, and balance that. We're going to send tangerine color to the second chakra for Brook Park, Ohio. Yes, this is actually not going to the water. You can direct this to the water of the town, which is really powerful, but you can direct it to the humidity bubble of the town. And these essences, Pan is shifting, so they're doing the work and shifting it to where it needs to go. So yes, you can do it whether there's water near you or not. This is really, doesn't need to be water at all, even though they're aquaware programs. Thank you for asking that. Third chakra, lemon yellow. Fourth chakra, apple green, like a Granny Smith apple. And if you can visualize these colors and pulsing into that town, that's great. The fifth chakra is azure blue. Yep, rocks are fine. It's just shifting energies into and frequencies. Sixth chakra, blue violet to Brook Park, Ohio. And rose pink for the seventh chakra of Brook Park, Ohio. Okay, so let me see if we balance the chakras. Not yet. Did we finish the stabilizing? Not yet. Okay, yep. If this continues, we won't go past the 130 mark, but if Brook Park isn't balanced and stabilized by the time we get done, I will finish the process. And you can go to, I have some of it down there, but I'll put the nourishing, I can type this right with my contacts on. And earth, balance. That's where I'll have this video. I have the 2 aquaware programs to download, so you don't have to do it from the video if you don't want to. This is the web page where you can, hi, Sharon, that's a neat name. So are the chakras balanced? Yes, okay, chakras are balanced. And I'm going to test to see if the pan has balanced and stabilized Brook Park. If not, I'm just going to keep going. Is it balanced yet? No. I'm going to keep going and actually send some gold star light wave. If there's any light wavers out there, we want to kind of blast the gold star there. We're going to assist the process and Pan's process and know that they are going to complete it. It's just taking a while. In fact, I could see if it's going to take 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 4. It's going to be about 4 more minutes, which is a little bit beyond the 130 where we'll end. But it's going to take some more minutes, and I'm also going to send some the gold star light wave, which is a super zap of light wave. Karen, you're very welcome, and you can replay this again too. Okay, it's going to take a few minutes longer than this, but how you would close the coning is to thank, and we're not going to close the coning, Pan, we know that. They're shifting the energies to Brook Park, Ohio, and balancing and stabilizing. Now, another process that you can do is a battle release energy, which probably is very much needed, really for any town and any area, even that you're living on, because the area, this is ancestral battle energy. This isn't the battle release process, but the battle release process is like family fights, arguments, ancestral battles. So that's very powerful too. But to close the coning, you just thank your team, you thank your higher self, you thank your appropriate member team, you thank Pan for the operation and for the devas, and then you say, I close the coning, and that's how you would. I'm muscle testing and just asking, did we complete the process? And I'm still getting a no, couple minutes more, so I'm going to keep going. I'll end the video here, for the show, because I think we have one coming on pretty soon. But I'm going to keep light waving and balancing, and I won't get up until we're all balanced for Brook Park, Ohio. But you can use this process for any town, and you can go to my that website as well to get the programs and to refresh yourself on the process, or ask any questions at support@nourishing9D. Okay. Yeah, we've got some more minutes to go. The chakras are balanced, but the balancing and stabilizing process is not complete. So I'm just going to keep muscle testing until I get a yes that the balance is complete. So you can stay on with me if you want and send your intents to Brook Park, Ohio, or you can do the process for any town that you'd like to as well. Okay. So thank you guys for joining in. These are always important things from my perspective, and I'm sure yours as well, that we can help the planet and our towns and cities and areas of Earth that need assistance. And I'm getting the chills again, so thank you so much for staying on. I'm going to do a little more light wave and balancing and continuing in the process. So bye, everybody.